The opinions you hear on Biz Talk Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of this station, Biz Talk Radio, its management, or advertisers. The information on Biz Talk Radio does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or securities. Please consult a professional. Biz Talk Radio, its management, or advertisers.
USA Radio News with Wendy King.
Flash flood watches are up for many parts of the east. A slow-moving storm will bring tons of rain and gusty winds to the northeast and New England. National Weather Service forecaster Bob Oravec says severe winds pounded the mid-Atlantic on Friday.
Most of the severe weather reports were wind reports stretching from Florida up into Pennsylvania, but there have been some tornado reports in there also. As of yesterday, there were 17 tornadoes reported. The majority of them occurred across North Carolina, Southern Virginia, a few across Maryland, a few also across parts of southeastern Georgia.
The chairman of the House Judiciary Committee has issued a subpoena for the full unredacted Mueller report. Leaders of congressional Democrats, however, are pushing back against the more liberal members of the House who are demanding the impeachment of the president. This is USA Radio News.
There's no question you need omega-3s. But which form should you take? Fish oil or krill oil? Scientists have debated this for years. Luckily, there's a new solution to satisfy everyone. It's called Krill Omega 50 Plus. It combines ultra-pure fish oil and joint-soothing krill oil together in just one tiny pill. It's so powerful, it can promote the health of your heart and your arteries. And if that wasn't enough, it can also boost your joint comfort in just days. We're so sure Krill Omega 50 Plus will work for you, we'll even send you a free bottle to put to the test. The debate is over. It's not fish oil or krill oil, it's both. And now, it's free. Just pay $4.95 for shipping and claim your free bottle. Call now. 1-800-399-6392. 1-800-399-6392. That's 1-800-399-6392.
Littleton, Colorado is remembering the Columbine High School shooting victims who died 20 years ago. The hope among Columbine victims' families and shooting survivors is for a peaceful weekend of remembrance. Public events include a silent vigil at the Memorial Monument in the park next to the high school. Current students, born years after the 1999 attack, are doing community service in memory of the 12 students and one teacher killed in what back then was the nation's deadliest school shooting. 2 people have been arrested in Northern Ireland in connection with the shooting death of journalist Laura McKee. The BBC's Louise Cullen.
The leaders of 6 of the parties here actually attended vigil in the Cregan yesterday in Londonderry, where Laura was shot. And those are the leaders of the DUP, the Ulster Unionist Party, Sinn Féin, the SDLP, the Alliance Party and the Green Party, standing as one.
You're listening to USA Radio News.
With the recession ending, if you've been putting off building your business, now is the time to act. General Steel will meet or beat any price on a pre-engineered steel building of the same size and specifications. Act now, before steel prices go up. So call us today for free information.
Call 800-965-1290. 800-965-1290. 800-965-1290.
Another brick-and-mortar retail chain is announcing store closings. USA Radio's Chris Barnes has more.
Struggling home decor retailer Pier 1 says as many as 145 of its locations may end up having to close after reporting disappointing fourth-quarter results this week. Now, Pier 1 closed 30 stores during the fiscal year that ended in March. The news follows Bed Bath & Beyond's announcement last week that it's going to close about 40 stores this year. Pier 1 is currently operating about 970 stores nationwide. For USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
A California couple is sentenced to life for torture and abuse of a dozen of their children. USA's Rick Vincent reports.
One of their sons spoke at Friday's hearing, arguing for leniency against his parents, even though he says he's haunted by his childhood.
I cannot describe in words what we went through growing up. Sometimes I still have nightmares of things that had happened, such as my siblings being chained up or getting beaten. But that is the past, and this is now.
During the sentencing hearing, the mother of the children, Louise Turpin, said her children deserve to be happy.
They deserve only the best in life. I don't want any of them to be sad or depressed because of all of this. I want them to know that Mom and Dad are going to be okay. I also want them to know I believe God has a special plan for each of them.
David and Louise Turpin sentenced to life in prison.
For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King.
If you suffer from heartburn or other digestive-related disorders, then there is a new, safe, better, and natural alternative to better digestive wellness and heartburn relief. Praxid not only provides relief of heartburn, but Praxid takes a 360-degree approach to support better digestion, protect you from harmful bacteria, and also balance your stomach to improve digestive functions.
We like to think of it as the multivitamin of digestive health.
It's the only product to combine all natural ingredients known for the digestive health properties into a single patented product. Praxid also comes in easy-to-carry packs. Praxid relieves, restores, and maintains a healthy digestive system. Praxid is available here for only $39.95. Shipping and handling is free, and your money back is guaranteed.
To take advantage of this special radio offer, call now. 1-800-829-5685. That's 1-800-829-5685. 1-800-829-5685.
Welcome to the Garden America Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to join us as we talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do with the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 1-855-424-9825. That's 1-855-424-9825 for your questions and comments. Or John at gardenamerica.com. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can also post your questions and comments right there on our page during the broadcast. Now, here's Bryan, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on the Garden America Radio and Media Network.
Good Saturday morning. Thank you for being there from the get-go. This is the get-go right now. 2 hours of Garden America. Your garden buddies, we say hello to the Garden America Nation. Bryan, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. Welcome Facebook Live. Welcome to those listening here in San Diego on AM 1240. And, of course, streaming live, Biz Talk Radio across the country, around the world. Thank you for tuning in. 855-424-9825. Want to give us a call. Or else, better still, right there on Facebook Live, we will answer your questions almost immediately. Questions, comments. Busy week. I'm going to go. Last week I went to you, Tiger. I'm going to go to John this week because he's not paying attention to me.
Keep him on his toes.
John, how was your week? Oh, there you go. See, he's paying attention. He's right there.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, you talking to me? Huh? Me? What do you care how my week was? Now forget about it.
I'm answering listeners, Bryan.
Okay, really? you're busy.
We have a listener who wants to know where their plants were from last week that they were expecting.
They're going to be shipped out on Monday. Is that right?
Monday we're shipping, right?
Okay,
I will package them.
Tiger, personally, with a little note and maybe a little treat in there, a little piece of candy.
I'll kiss the box.
a little kiss, a little Hershey's kiss, along with your order. So busy week for everybody. This is the time we can kind of wind down a little bit, talk some gardening. We did promise a podcast last week.
Yeah. We did.
We did. Look at John. Look at.
I can't do it today.
Oh, John's fault.
I told you that I was working with budded maidens after the show.
Yeah, but next week we're not on live either. We're not going to be here. We have to do something.
You and Tiger can do one.
You want to do one?
Yeah.
Let's get something up there. We'll do one.
You know what? Yeah. You guys do one, and I'll listen to it. How about that?
Will you listen?
I will.
You will.
Not live.
That's okay. Well, that's the whole beauty of a podcast.
Yeah.
John's going to come back to the show with all his notes for us. Hey, guys.
And by the way, if you subscribe to the newsletter, John puts a link at the bottom of the newsletter, right? And you can that'll take you right to the podcast, iHeartMedia, or else you can download the iHeartMedia app and search for Garden America. So today's going to be hummingbirds.
What?
The podcast.
Oh, yeah. We're talking about hummingbird plants.
Do we? Yeah. We got good 15, 20 minutes, right, on hummingbirds? Okay,
yeah.
John?
The Beatles sang a song called Hummingbird, right?
Really?
Oh, that was Blackbird.
Blackbird and Bluebird. There's two songs, Blackbird and Bluebird.
No hummingbird song.
No hummingbird song. I can tell you the origin of Blackbird later on off the air.
Okay.
Quite interesting.
I wanted to tell you that I'm really excited. I don't know if I went over this with you guys.
Because you're budding?
No, because we're working on our for next year.
Can we give a little bit of it? Can we spill a few beans?
Yeah, it's not just, I guess we'll let our listeners know just so that it's something that you can watch for the details and see if you're interested. But we're going to go to the International Wildflower Festival in the Slovenian Alps.
Wait, say that again because that sounds so exotic.
It's the International Wildflower Festival.
Yes, and it's where?
In the Slovenian Alps.
But the hairs in the back of my neck just stand up.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So we're going to go to Slovenia, and we'll stay in Lake Bled. And I'll tell you, if you Google Lake Bled, it's probably the most exotic place I've ever been to in my life.
How about
it's
Lake
like
Como? How about Lake Como?
Oh, no, this is
different.
This is like you're in a fairy tale.
I thought I was in a fairy tale there because you promised me when we left. What was the last thing you said? And we're all going to live happily ever after.
Well, if we go to Lake Bled, that'll happen.
So tell us more.
So then from there, we're thinking of going to Salzburg, Austria, and then from there to Prague, Czechoslovakia. How about that?
That's wonderful. What a trip.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. And the one part that we weren't able to pull off, and we're going to, and I need to find out from listeners if they're interested, is that I wanted to end up in Zangerhausen in Germany, which has the world's largest rose garden. But Matthew Brumley from Earthbound Expeditions is telling me that it's in the middle of nowhere.
Oh.
And it's
is it really hard to get to?
It's hard to get to. It's expensive. It's like something like an 8-hour bus tour. And
oh boy, yeah.
So if there's enough interest, we'll work a post trip where I'll go with whoever is interested in doing it. But we have to find a way to get there. It's just not easy to get to. It's in East Germany, and not near any large major cities.
Now you mentioned the possibility maybe Switzerland last week.
No Switzerland.
No Switzerland. That's
we won't
out.
be near Switzerland. But if you're going to go to Austria,
yeah,
and you're going to be in the Slovenian Alps,
sure, but just maybe not Germany.
Not Germany unless we end up in Zangerhausen.
So you mentioned 3 countries.
Yeah,
Slovenia, Austria,
and
the Czech Republic.
Czech Republic.
Yeah,
sign us up. Let's go. Come on,
I've
listeners.
Heard that the people I've talked to that have been to Prague says that it's just spectacular.
And what time of year would this be? It
would be the first week in June.
That's a perfect time.
Yeah.
Should be not. What's the weather? Does it warm up early summer over there, or?
Well, if we did go to Zangerhausen, the roses would just be starting to bloom. So that's how cold it is. We always put things in the relationship of what's happening in California.
Right.
And our roses are starting to bloom now in April, right?
Right.
So June would be the perfect time, not too hot, not
like
too cold.
April.
Yeah, it would be like April here.
Springtime, sure.
Yeah.
It would be, and might even be a week too early for peak bloom.
All right.
But it just depends on the year. But anyway, if you're interested, keep that open, and it'll probably be about 3 weeks before we have all the details.
Now, we have a lot of new listeners and viewers recently here on our show. So for those of you that are new, we've done these trips before to Europe. So listen to us when we...
Oh, it's going to be a fantastic gardening
listen
tour.
carefully to the details because this is something you probably, one of those once-in-a-lifetime trips, basically.
And what was really neat is the last trip we went on, I would say there was a good percentage of people that weren't even really gardeners, but they just love traveling. And then when
I thought you were going to say, but their spouses made them go. That was true in a few cases.
When you are traveling, it's really neat to be able to see that part of travel. Because normally when you travel, you go to restaurants, you go to museums.
Right.
But they don't always see that other side of it with gardens and, but a lot of museums have gardens or things like that. So, it was really impressive to see not just gardens, but just the places that we were in. I felt like we got a really good view of where we were.
Case in point, the trip that you did not go on, our last trip to Italy, that next morning there was kind of a get-together, a meet and greet in the lobby, and there were 2 guys sitting in the corner. And I went up and introduced myself, and they said, we're from Seattle. I said, well, hey, thank you for listening to our show. And they said, no, we don't listen to your show. we just know that Matthew Brumley and his company,
Earthbound
Expedition, do such a good job. We came across this trip, and it just so happened to be with Garden America. And I said, well, that's cool. And I think we made maybe some part-time listeners out of them.
Yeah.
Because they were like, no, his trips are fantastic. And, of course, they are. If you've been on these trips, there's no doubt this is different because Matthew Taylor, these aren't template trips.
No.
He tailors them for us.
Right. Yep. We have a comment from Rochelle on Facebook.
Hi, Rochelle.
She says, sign us up.
Beautiful.
All right.
Okay, so there's 2 right there.
Yep.
How many more do we need, John?
38.
Okay, 38, and then we get everyone gets that special deal.
Matthew says that he's taken many trips and organized many trips into this area.
Oh, cool.
And he said that they always sell out quickly.
Oh.
So I'm kind of excited. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the gardens we'll see will be gardens at different palaces in that part of the country.
Did I hear palace?
Palaces.
Palaces. Who doesn't like a good palace now and then, right?
That's right.
Hey, John, the quarter of the week, going to get things rolling. Got a break coming up, and then our guest is standing by. So let's take off. Let's do this.
Well, this is Easter week, Brian.
Absolutely.
So I thought it would be appropriate to come up with a quote about Easter, and the quote is from Mahatma Gandhi.
The Mahat?
Yep. And he said, "A man who was completely innocent offered himself as a sacrifice for the good of all others, including his enemies, and it became the ransom of the world. It was a perfect act."
And that the Mahat.
Mahatma Gandhi.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, good for the Mahat. Okay, 15 minutes after the hour. Tiger, people listening in San Diego here, 1240. Latest at Mission Hills Nursery. What's going on? Springtime?
Well, yeah, it's springtime. We got a lot of fun stuff going on. Plants are coming in every day. We have the new Plant Hunter selection of some exotic plants. So, yeah, lots of fun stuff. But I'm excited
from
to...
Dan Hinckley?
Yep. It's a combination of plants from a grower by the name of Dominic, who grows out a lot for the shows, for the trials and stuff like that. So next year's plants that will be coming out.
Huh.
Small selections.
I haven't heard of that. It's called the Plant Hunter selection?
Yeah. It's our own selection.
Sounds like something I might be interested in.
Is this something, learn something new every day for you now?
Yeah.
Under that category? Okay, I want to thank
escalators.
you. Thank you for joining us here on Garden America for this Saturday morning Easter weekend. I'm Bryan Main, along with John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox here. Lines are open at 855-424-9825. Give us a call if you want to speak to us. Brandon will put you on the air. Also, John at GardenAmerica.com. Facebook Live, that's the best bet. As we step aside, take a break, approaching 17 minutes after the hour here on Garden America.
Hi, this is gardening expert Melinda Myers. Keeping the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite slow-release nitrogen fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 10 weeks. The non-burning, non-leaching formula provides a slow and consistent flow of nutrients. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for over 90 years. Milorganite for better results. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
Looking for a safe and natural organic fertilizer for your yard and garden? Fertilome is now offering natural and organic fertilizers for all your fertilizing needs. Roses, flowers, vegetables, herbs, fruit trees, palms, and more. Natural Guard organic fertilizers are a certified listed product for organic use and safe to use around your family and pets. Always read the label and ask for Natural Guard by Fertilome Organic Fertilizers at Dixie Line Lumber or your favorite independent nursery. Make your piece of the planet a healthier place to live by using Natural Guard by Fertilome.
Do you have a car, truck, van, or SUV you're not using? You can donate your unwanted vehicle to Patriotic Hearts to help our veterans, and you'll get a tax deduction for your donation. In today's troubled world, our USA Armed Forces stand ready to protect you, your family, and our American way of life. When veterans return to civilian life, they deserve your recognition and support. You can help put vets to work by donating your car, truck, van, or SUV to Patriotic Hearts. Your donation will directly support programs to help vets find jobs or even start their own business. Donate today for fast, free pickup of your vehicle, running or not. Operators are standing by to answer questions about making a tax-deductible vehicle donation. Call 800-330-2462 for 24-hour response. Again, 800-330-2462. 800-330-2462.
Does your water stain and damage your fixtures? Does it smell or taste bad? Are you worried about what's in your water? Water quality should not be painful and worrisome. Get HydroCare water systems from Wave Home Solutions with the most advanced purification technologies. Call Wave Home Solutions today at 1-888-989-WAVE or go to wavewater411.com. HydroCare will eliminate limescale that causes hundreds of dollars in damage to pipes and appliances without using salt. Well water will no longer smell or stain your fixtures. City water will be purified of harmful chlorine, lead, arsenic, and chemicals. Wave Home Solutions provides the cleanest, healthiest water at every faucet. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, call 1-888-989-WAVE, 1-888-989-WAVE, or go to wavewater411.com. That's wavewater411.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
Non-attorney paid spokesperson. Could your house go into foreclosure? Are you behind on your mortgage payments? Does it seem like the bank has no interest in helping you save your home, and you feel like you have nowhere to turn for help? Then we have good news for you. Foreclosure Protection Services can help save your home as they specialize in foreclosure assistance. That's all they do. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, being threatened with foreclosure, have been denied a loan modification, or been the victim of a predatory loan, it's critical that you call Foreclosure Protection Services now at 800-670-2142. Their network of attorneys and their agents are available to speak to you now. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, Foreclosure Protection Services can help stop the foreclosure process. Call today before it's too late. New laws are in effect that may save your home. Call Foreclosure Protection Services now at 800-670-2142. 800-670-2142. That's 800-670-2142.
Missed an episode of your favorite show? No worries. Catch all the episodes on demand at biztalkradio.com.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
If he doesn't receive too many emails, John at Garden America is okay. Best of all, though, Facebook Live, because we monitor that. And again, the phone number, 855-424-9825. Chat with Brandon. He's a good guy. He'll put you on the air. We got rid of, not got rid of, but we took care of business.
Yeah, you know, before, just one final word, because I've gotten a couple emails about the trip we were talking about for
already.
Next year.
That's good.
Yeah, all we wanted to do was let you know that we have this being planned, but it'll be 3 weeks before we have the information.
Okay.
And somebody was asking about the trip to the Rose Garden in Zangerhausen, and that won't be part of the main trip. But if we have enough interest, we will put together a post tour.
Like a little side post tour?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like maybe 3 days. We'll zip up to Zangerhausen before we come home.
8-hour bus trip.
Yeah, zip up.
That's what's going through my mind.
Well, you know what? I think we would we would go from Prague to Zangerhausen then, and I think it might be like 3-4 hours.
Oh, that's not bad.
It won't be so bad.
That's not bad at all. Okay, we do have all the business out of the way, so that means our guest is standing by, ready to go, Tiger.
Yeah, so this morning, it is springtime. People are pulling out the lawn care tools out of storage, getting them greased up, ready to go. The grass is growing. The weeds need to be pulled. And so we thought it'd be a great time to bring on Allyn Hane, the lawn care nut. Wonderful personality.
You just called him a nut, Tiger.
Yeah, he calls himself the nut.
Okay.
So I think it's okay. But, you know, a expert in the lawn care field. Allyn, good morning.
Good morning. Great to be with you guys.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. How's everything going this morning?
It's great. Checking in from sunny Florida. It's cloud-proof right now, nice and blue. Probably going to hit 80 today, so we're doing well down here.
Ah, perfect. So you're just like us. We're here in San Diego, so you got spring full in effect for you, right?
Yeah, I got St. Augustine grass here, and it's been running real strong for the last several weeks. So,
hey, Allyn, quick question: does the humidity kick in this time, or is that a little too soon for your Florida humidity?
Little too soon right now. We are not in the rainy season quite yet. We'll hit rainy season end of May, early June, and that's when the humidity really gets sweltering. But this time of year now is perfect.
Awesome. Sounds good. Hey, so Allyn, tell our listeners a little bit about who you are, because you're a well-known lawn care expert across the nation, but you are new to our program. So tell us a little bit about your background and why you got into, lawns.
For sure, yeah. First of all, I wouldn't call myself an expert. I'm a guy that learned from experiences and just loves to talk. But I started at True Green Chem Lawn back in 1997 as a job after I got out of the Air Force, and spent 15 years there. That was on the south side of Chicago, cool season grass, and held a lot of different jobs there, service manager, marketing manager, and general manager, and just kind of moved my way up through the True Green ranks and really enjoyed that. But over time, I started to realize that, we had some challenges with communicating with customers, and the internet was becoming a big thing, and especially as mobile started taking off in 2007 and 8. And I realized there was a little bit of a hole there, and I wanted to fill it, and you can't really do that sometimes in large corporations. So I started a little blog, and that blog turned into something pretty big, and then I took it onto YouTube. And, just in the last couple of years, it's really become something on YouTube. There wasn't a lot of people caring about lawn care on YouTube until about 2 years ago. And so the real growth of the channel has happened just in the last couple of years. I don't work for True Green anymore, obviously. I did a lot of other things, but now I do this full time. So that's how it kind of works. I have my own DIY. I kind of consider it, like an HGTV kind of DIY show. It's just on YouTube, and it's about lawns.
Awesome. And you could be an expert because, a lot of experts that have studied things for lots of years sometimes don't know even the people what people
Right.
know that have been doing it for years and years and years. And so, I always see this when especially like a golf course manager, they go to school for this. They spend years at, universities studying, lawn care systems, irrigation systems, stuff like that. But then when you're actually working on that golf course and learning those little ins and outs, that's the real expert part of it, understanding what's going on and why you might have a problem or what's causing the problem. So, yeah, Allyn, I think you could be called an expert. No problem at all there.
Yeah, especially, Allyn, if we get questions this morning from our Facebook viewers or listeners, you're going to have to answer them. So no pressure.
I think we have one of Alan's followers on Facebook because he says, good morning, may the tall fescue be with you.
Yeah, we have our own little vernacular and own language we've developed in our community, and that's the whole thing. My community is 99% DIYers, and that is part of what I try to do is I really do want them to understand the math behind what we do and the science and the why we're doing what we're doing instead of, hey, just throw this down. Let me tell you why we're doing it. Let me tell you the math behind it and what you should expect and what results you'll know. So we do try to get pretty technical in that, but I try to do it in a way that is approachable for a DIYer, and that's kind of the niche I've carved out, and it's been really fun to do that.
That's awesome. So it is the end of April right now, Allyn. For a lot of people, they might be still under snow, but they're getting ready for spring. For those of us that are lucky to be in the southern part of the country, we are in full effect with spring. What's something right now that people need to consider, whether they're still getting ready for spring or whether the spring is starting, about lawns, no matter where you're at?
Yeah, I love it. So I consider May 5th, which is, or this year May 4th, which is the Kentucky Derby Day. I always consider that to be the peak of lawn care across a good portion of the country. Cool season, warm season grasses should all be kicked in pretty hardcore right around that time. So we're getting close to that, but we still have an opportunity for pre-emergent herbicides to stop crabgrass. That's really the big one, especially up through the Midwest and in the North. Soil temperatures approaching 55 is when I like to start throwing down some pre-emergent. And then in the South, we can do a second application or a split application of pre-emergent herbicides when temperatures hit 70. So that's the thing I would still start making sure you're focusing on is your pre-emergent so you can stop crabgrass and other challenges during the year. And then the other thing I tell people is to get out and mow. That really the best way to make your lawn look better, grow more healthy if you have rhizomus or stolenous grasses, to make them spread out and get thicker, is to mow. And I tell people to mow twice a week. So get in that habit right now. Mow every Wednesday and then mow every Saturday or Sunday. So those are the two things I would do right out the gate, is to get in those two habits.
Yeah, and the frequent mowing keeps the weeds controlled because they don't go to flower or anything like that. And I didn't realize. So if mowing 2 times a week, huh?
Yeah, I had challenged people to do that because I believe the cultural practice is the number one way to have a healthy lawn. When I did work for True Green, one of the biggest reasons why our applications would fail was not due to the application or the weather or the technician. It was due to improper mowing or improper cultural practices. And mowing is really what we're talking about.
And it's
so
such
if I can get someone out to mow, they're going to get better results.
And I was going to say, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it's such a simple thing, and people just mow the grass because the grass gets tall. They want to keep it a certain level. But what you're saying is by mowing it twice a week, you're prepping yourself for the upcoming season, correct?
Exactly right, and you're encouraging more lateral growth in those types of grasses, and you're also encouraging more root growth. and as well as I like to think there's another piece to that. There's the exercise you get. It's a good excuse to get out and get exercise, clear your head on a Wednesday night, get out and mow with the sun setting in your face. Those are beautiful things, and I think that makes a connection with your land. And I know that gets a little bit, strange or whatever, but I really believe there's something to that the more you connect with your land, the more you will want to care for it.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to take a break. Allyn, stay with us. I'm sure more questions coming your way from us and our viewers and listeners. Want to give us a call? It's 855-424-9825. Better still, right there on Facebook. Type out your question, your comment for Allyn or one of us, and we'll get to it right away. John at GardenAmerica.com as we approach 30 minutes after the hour. Bryan Hane, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox. Thank you for tuning in, supporting Garden America. Much more as things develop on the possible European tour next year. Until then, messages coming your way.
Hi, I'm Joe Clark, host of Consider This, found right here Sunday mornings at 8 o'clock. Join us as we break down the financial world, things that truly matter to you, things that you should consider. You can find out more at our website at yourlifeafterwork.com, but join us Sunday morning, grab a cup of coffee, and let's break down the 5 critical elements, the things that can really change your financial life. Numbers 800-928-4001, yourlifeafterwork.com. We'll see you Sunday morning.
Attention! Are you moving soon and don't know who to turn to? If you are moving or planning to move long distance or across the country, Moving APT is offering up to a 20% discount for radio callers this month. Let us handle and remove all the pain and stress in a long distance move. Let Moving APT help you with your all-inclusive move, including packaging services, help with washers and dryers, mounted TVs, bed frames, and more. We can include packing and unpacking services or ask for boxes, tape, bubble wrap, or labels. We also disassemble and reassemble appliances and TVs at your new home. Moving is difficult and stressful, so call Moving APT today to find the most professional movers to support you. If you are looking for a low-cost quote to move long distance or across the country, call us now. Call 800-916-9057. 800-916-9057. Get a guaranteed quote with up to 20% off. 800-916-9057.
A non-attorney spokesperson paid for by Openjar. Attention, hernia repair surgeries are one of the most common surgeries performed in the United States, with over 1 million procedures performed annually. However, a popular mesh product has been linked to severe complications. If you had a hernia mesh implanted and have experienced chronic pain, infection, adhesions, wound reopening, mesh migration, bowel obstruction, or need a replacement or revision surgery, then call the Hernia Mesh Helpline now at 800-688-9038. Our network of attorneys are ready to fight for you. Call 800-688-9038. 800-688-9038.
I can't get my computer to work.
Let me help you with that.
How'd you do that?
I just got techie with Geeks on Site.
Our geeks literally come on site. No need to stop what you're doing or block off time. We come to your home, office, or wherever you are. And we don't just fix whatever computer issues you might be having. We explain and teach you along the way so you can feel empowered and then help others at home or in your office. Better yet, don't have time for tech support to come to you? Let us remote into your desktop or laptop, and one of our geeks will instantly walk you through. Call 1-800-584-9039 and we will help you instantly. We offer affordable prices on our remote services and IT support. You and those in your office will never have to wait hours to have your technical questions answered. Get your free computer diagnosis today with your very own geek. Call 1-800-584-9039. That's 1-800-584-9039. And get started now.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. Call right now. 800-597-9323.
Do you have an old car sitting in your driveway? How would you like to learn a hassle-free way to get rid of it, help kids in need, and get a great tax donation in the process? It's real easy. One simple free call to our car donation hotline is all it takes. Call the Neshama Foundation at 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. We'll come pick your car up for free and give you a tax donation for the full value of the car, running or not. The value of your unwanted car will go to help kids in need. It's fast and easy. Just call us and your car will be gone and on its way to helping children in 48 hours. And you get a nice tax deduction. Call the Neshama Foundation now to get rid of your car, help kids, and get a tax write-off. Call 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. That's 800-721-6723.
Watch some of your favorite shows on Biz TV. Check to see if you get Biz TV by going to biztv.com. And now, back to Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
And 35 minutes after the hour, happy Saturday. Thank you so much for tuning in. A lot of new people listening and watching this morning here on Facebook and whatever other source that you're listening to us, be it the radio or the internet as we stream live on Biz Talk Radio. Bryan Hane, Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco here. Great guest and questions coming in already. Let's make sure that we have addressed everything with Allyn before we go on to the questions, Tiger.
Yeah, so again, we're talking with Allyn Hane, the lawn care nut. And, you know, we were just wrapping up the conversation about what to do to get ready for spring. He had mentioned mowing the lawn a couple times a week just to be able to make sure it's getting growing. Also, I kind of feel, Allyn, you were kind of hinting at just the environment. I mean, when you're in touch with what's going on with the lawn, it's easier to solve problems. And everybody loves that fresh smell of cut grass and that green stain you get on the bottom of your sneakers after you've kind of worked on the lawn for a little bit. So I definitely see where you're going with that, where you're just getting out there and doing something can solve most of every problem in the lawn. We're getting a lot of questions coming across our Facebook Live feed, Allyn, so we're going to start answering some of those. The first question with the bug problem, John.
I think it's Sean.
Okay, Allyn, this is from Sean, and he wants to know, what application method do you recommend for removing bugs like spiders and fleas and stuff from the lawn? A granular application of something or a spray?
Yeah, so this is one, and it's funny because everybody always wants to ask me questions about what chemicals to apply. I think sometimes people think I'm the chemical nut. Because, just to say real quick, because sometimes when you do things on social media, people only see what you do once a week, and they don't see you hand pulling the other 5 days a week.
Yeah.
So I just want to make that clear. It's not always a chemical solution for everything. However, in this case, I would call this nuisance pest, right? We're not trying to knock out something that's hurting our crop here. I practice integrated pest management, but that's not the case here. This is nuisance pests, and also mosquitoes will come up a lot, especially in your turf-type tall fescues that you're mowing at 4 inches. Maybe your watering is coming up. You'll have mosquito issues. So I don't know and I think that question may have come in out of California. I'm looking out on the live feed, but there's a product called Cutter, and it's attachable to your hose. It's a hose end sprayer. It's like $10. It's at Walmart. It's at Target. I think the beta-cyhalofren or something is the active ingredient, but that'll knock out all the ants, fleas, spiders, ticks, mosquitoes, and gives you some residual for a few months. So that's a real cheap and effective way to go after it, and you can get it just about anywhere.
And you just spray it on your lawn? It's that simple?
Yep, you just hook it up to the hose. I think it covers 5,000 square feet, so you have to measure your lawn first, which is another thing I talk about quite often, measuring your lawn. That's knowing your land. What does it feel like to walk 1,000, 5,000, those types of things. So you can get that application done properly and effectively and according to the label. But, yeah, liquid's going to work a lot quicker.
Hey, Allyn, you know, right now in California we had a lot of rain, and I know you guys are used to a lot of rain in Florida, but you mentioned something, mosquitoes, and one of the things that they're pushing right now is, you know, mosquitoes don't need a ton of water. They don't need a swimming pool to start having their problem begin. You know, it can come in just a little puddle, and lawns sometimes have poor draining issues where even though you might not think of it, but you do have a puddle in your lawn. Is there anything that you recommend to kind of help the drainage? Because, you know, for us, this is a new problem where our lawns are just becoming little pools of area because we got so much water in our soil. But for you, this is probably pretty normal to have a lot of water. Is there anything you guys do there to help drainage in lawns?
Well, so our soil is very sandy here, so we get good drainage as it is. But the one thing I will tell people is, for sure, all the water that comes off your roof, that's doubling up and doubling down on what's in the lawn. So my first thing is what can you do about your downspouts? Do you need to put in some drains that run out to the street? What do you need to do to manage all of the water coming off the roof? If you just do that, I think that would help. Another thing is, shady areas may hold water a little bit longer, that type of thing. And also cut the lawn a little bit shorter. Turf-type tall fescue, we definitely want to keep taller Kentucky bluegrass. But if you have mosquitoes, it's okay to cut it a little shorter as long as you're managing it that way. I think there are products you can put in the soil to help it drain, aeration products and things like that. But I really think if you take care of some of the basics first, like I said, just directing water a little better, I think that can clear up some of the problem.
Okay, John, question from Wayne.
All right, Wayne wants to know, he says he has tons of dandelions and crabgrass. What's the best spreader setting to use on weed and feed treatment, and how long should you wait before watering after doing that? And then also, this I guess isn't for Wayne, but for us, do we have any triple grafted tomatoes left? No, we're sold out, unfortunately. And we can address his other question later on. But if you can answer the question about spreader settings are going to depend on the product and the spreader itself, right?
Yes, for sure. And the other thing, I would question if it's crabgrass this early. I don't know where that.
He's in central coast of California, and in San Diego area for sure we have crabgrass up already. But a lot of people do mistake Bermuda grass for crabgrass.
Yes, they do, or potentially. And again, I'm not sure what you have to deal with out there in California, but Poa trivialis, Poa annuas this time of year. There's a lot of different things that we can see. So I would question that, but dandelions, you can almost give them a dirty look and they'll go away. So pretty much any over-the-counter type product you can get, 3-way herbicide that's probably going to have, and again, here we go, the chemical guy, but some 2,4-D in it, maybe some dicamba. There might be a little quinclorac in there for escapee crabgrass that could be around, but that'll knock your dandelions out. The key to managing dandelions is to get rid of that big crop. Don't let it go to seed. And, within 2 or 3 years, you're not going to get that much more if you have a dense turf stand. Those little wispy seeds that blow around are not going to be able to establish in a dense turf stand. So it's a couple years of really hammering it, and then you should be good.
Yeah. And then the
weed and feeds also. Don't recommend weed and feeds. I don't.
Okay, and the end of his question, how long do you wait after applying before watering?
Yeah, so every product will tell you, if it needs to be watered in or not. So usually your liquid herbicides, they need 24 hours or so before that you should water there. Again, I don't recommend weed and feeds. I would rather do management where I can control the weed control zone spray here, spot spray there, and not just spread it everywhere.
Yeah, and you had mentioned something earlier, Allyn, that a lot of people see your little show, your little spot on a product. You're focusing on a problem or something like that, but they don't see you out there for a couple hours hand pulling a lot of those weeds. And a lot of those dandelions, a lot of those crabgrasses and stuff, you take a little weeder out into your lawn and you can pull a lot of stuff out in 30 to 40 minutes. Obviously you have a huge lawn, that's kind of a chore, but
right.
For those people that just have a small front or back lawn,
you can pull dandelions at anything.
Yeah. And then returning the health. So you said this is a series of over a couple years. You're going to need to solve this weed problem from growing in lawns because the seeds will stay in there and they'll come back, Allyn. What do you tell people to encourage new growth? So, it is springtime. They're getting some of those holes from where they had weeds in the lawn. Now they want to encourage that lawn to kind of grow back. What are some things that you can recommend to have them encourage new growth in the lawn?
Yeah, so I look at, with warm season turf, especially St. Augustine grass, Bermuda, zoysia, those are going to spread by rhizome and stolon. So just the extra mowing that I recommend is really going to push those, as well as your, Kentucky bluegrass will do the same thing. Fescues and that, they just get fat, but they don't necessarily spread that way. So the other thing I do recommend is, I call it, fert pretty hard here. Let's throw some fert down. I like Milorganite because of a lot of reasons. It adds carbon to the soil, feeds microbes, has a, what we would call slow release. It's also goof-proof. I have a lot of reasons why I like Milorganite, but, I tell people to hammer that in fairly hard, 12 pounds per thousand, which we get into the math, it's 6%, nitrogen, so that's 0.72 or about 3/4 pounds of N if you put down 12 pounds per thousand of that. And I say hammer that in every 4 to 5 weeks your first year, and really, it's like a bulking cycle for a weightlifter. Go ahead and hammer that in there, and then keep that going with it, and your lawn will explode. And then in the fall, you can top it off with a little aeration overseed if you need to on the cool season turf.
You know, we did have a question on.
We got a couple of 2 or 3 more, John.
St. Augustine, since we were just talking about it, and this person wants to know: can I aerate my St. Augustine lawn even with heavy weeds? I have a lot of hard, rocky soil in my front yard.
So, I mean, I don't typically think that St. Augustine should need to be seeded. I call St. Augustine grass, and definitely Bermuda grass, I call them alpha male grass. They will cut through, break through anything.
Mm-hmm.
If the soil is rocky, that's obviously a bigger challenge that aeration isn't going to solve.
Mm-hmm.
But I recommend using organic fertilizers. Let's get some carbon in the soil, and let's really have that soil start to create topsoil on its own through root cycling and things like that. And let's build the soil that way naturally over time by using organic fertilizers. And, humic acid, things like that as well.
Yeah, those are all, really good things. It's awesome to hear that some of the things that you're doing there in Florida are similar to the things that you're doing in California. And then, I know lawns in the South and the North are also really big too. So they're getting ready to do a lot of these similar tasks. Allyn, we're going to take another commercial break here. When we get back, we'll keep chatting about lawn care.
Yeah, we got more questions too on Facebook, so keep the questions coming. We'll do our best to get to as many as possible. Also, john@gardenamerica.com. That seems to be the place where people are inquiring about the possible trip. 855-424-9825 on this Saturday morning. Welcome to the Garden America radio show on the Media Network of Garden America.
Looking for a safe and natural organic fertilizer for your yard and garden? Fertilome is now offering natural and organic fertilizers for all your fertilizing needs. Roses, flowers, vegetables, herbs, fruit trees, palms, and more. Natural Guard organic fertilizers are a certified listed product for organic use and safe to use around your family and pets. Always read the label and ask for Natural Guard by Fertilome Organic Fertilizers at Dixie Line Lumber or your favorite independent nursery. Make your piece of the planet a healthier place to live by using Natural Guard by Fertilome.
This is Joe Lample from Growing a Greener World. With the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite Organic Nitrogen Fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 3 months. The organic nitrogen is slow release and won't burn plants even during hot, dry weather. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for 90 years. Milorganite, for better results naturally. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
Nobody wants to get ripped off, broken into, or robbed, but nobody wants to pay a lot of money to have their home protected either. I've got an offer to tell you about to provide home security for your home for less than $1 a day. For real, with no installation or equipment charges. And this is from a company rated #1 by a leading consumer research company. According to the facts, most of you won't even call unless there's a burglary in your neighborhood or something bad happened. So let's give you a reason. Save money. For less than $1 a day with no other costs, you can get your home secured. Plus, get a lifetime equipment replacement warranty. You need protection for your home. Call the Home Security Hotline right now.
800-915-8941. 800-915-8941. 800-915-8941. Call right now. Operators are standing by. 800-915-8941. This message is sponsored by AmeriGlide, featuring the nation's best prices on a home stair lift. Are you having a difficult time getting around your home? Do you avoid going up and down the stairs? Have you even considered moving from your lifelong home just to avoid the stairs? Forget about moving and call AmeriGlide and learn how an easy-to-install stair lift is the perfect solution to help you get your freedom back. Plus, we guarantee the nation's best prices. Make this free call today to learn more. No sales visits are necessary. We can help you over the phone. Now you can stay in the home home you've been in for decades. Please do yourself or your loved one a favor. Make this simple 2-minute call right now. Get the lowest price on a stair lift anywhere. Here's the number: 800-886-7342. 800-886-7342. 800-886-7342. That's 800-886-7342.
If you suffer from heartburn or other digestive-related disorders, then there is a new, safe, better, and natural alternative to better digestive wellness and heartburn relief. Praxid not only provides relief of heartburn, but Praxid takes a 360-degree approach to support better digestion, protect you from harmful bacteria, and also balance your stomach to improve digestive functions.
We like to think of it as the multivitamin of digestive health.
It's the only product to combine all natural ingredients known for the digestive health properties into a single patented product. Praxid also comes in easy-to-carry packs. Praxid relieves, restores, and maintains a healthy digestive system. Praxid is available here for only $39.95. Shipping and handling is free, and your money back is guaranteed.
To take advantage of this special radio offer, call now. 1-800-829-5685. That's 1-800-829-5685. 1-800-829-5685.
Americans are going crazy for a new Italian diet pill that burns 3 times more fat than dieting alone. And the next 100 callers get 3 bottles for free. Sold under the brand name Invigorate 3X. This powerful pill triggers metabolic acceleration, a process that's deficient in most Americans, making weight loss a hassle. But a new study shows 30 pounds gone in 90 days with just 2 capsules a day. Julie B. of Nashville says, I was skeptical, but when I saw a famous doctor made it, I decided to try it. I was shocked. I lost 16 pounds in 6 weeks. For a limited time, our listeners get 3 free bottles with a qualifying order. Call 1-800-932-1789 now to get started. Call in the next 10 minutes and also get a free bottle of the doctor's Ultra Detox. And don't forget your free 14-day diet fix. No obligation and 100% free when you call right now. 800-932-1789. 800-932-1789.
From Main Street to Wall Street, we have the business content you need. So sit back, take notes, and tell your friends about Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or john@gardenamerica.com.
And we thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Great show so far. A lot of response, a lot of questions still to get to. Our guest, Allyn, this morning giving us a lot of info on grasses, 855-424-9825. And speaking of that, on the phone, let's go to Chico. Gordon is on the phone with a question. Gordon, good morning. Welcome to Garden America. How can we help you?
Good morning. I have a lawn that has quite a bit of shade in it, and I've gotten an infestation of moss. I've tested the soil. In certain areas it's 6, and some places it's 6.5. And I would like to get rid of the moss.
I'll bet there's a lot of shade going on where your grass is, right, Gordon?
Yeah,
That's
he had
correct.
said.
Yeah, exactly.
Allyn, do you have any tips on getting rid of moss in a shady lawn?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not an easy thing. As I've often said, that trees are the natural enemy to the lawn, and in this case, you're seeing why. And I don't mean to say cut down the tree, but it's kind of going to have to be one or the other because lawns need full sun. There's no such thing as a dense shade lawn.
Right.
So you just need to get more sunlight in there and solve both problems.
And Gordon, do you have irrigation running in the lawn?
Yeah, it's on an automatic sprinkling system.
One thing that you could possibly do, because, obviously the moss is growing where it's shady and damp, is...
It never dries out, right?
Yeah, is cutting down the irrigation in that area. And if you have... Because sometimes that's what happens. You have a sunny part of the lawn, but it's all on one system, and you got a shady part of the lawn. Well, you can, cut down the water in the shady part of the lawn by maybe turning off a couple sprinklers or putting low-flow sprinkler heads in that area, but then leaving the sprinklers the normal in the sunny part of the lawn. But, definitely cutting down water to that area of the lawn would help with the moss as well.
And then to go along with what Allyn was saying, you may not want to cut down the tree if it's providing necessary shade, especially in the summer. But if you have someone if you can't do it yourself, go in and lace out the tree.
Thin it out. So
just so you let in a little bit more light, that would help.
Yeah. Is that good, Gordon?
Okay. Would reseeding with a more shade-tolerant grass seed help also? It would grow more dense.
Yeah, I mean, it depends, as Alan would mention, how much shade you have, because if it's deep, deep shade where it never really gets direct sunlight,
it's not going to matter.
There is no grass seed that is that shade capable.
There are some shade blends of buffalo grass that for your area you may want to try.
That's a whole different ballgame, buffalo grass, right?
Yeah, but they might be hardy there. And then in California, of course, we use St. Augustine in shady areas because it does tolerate the shade better than anything else.
Yeah. I guess we should ask Allyn how we're doing with our answers.
No,
okay,
you're right on for sure.
Okay, I will start with modifying the water and then go from there.
Perfect.
All right.
If you can lace that tree.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Gordon, thank you, bud. We didn't even ask him what kind of tree it was.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
I live in a walnut orchard.
Oh, okay. All right, Gordon, thanks for your phone call, buddy. Appreciate it.
Hey.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. From Chico.
Hey, Allyn, right now, speaking of Gordon's question, there's another question on our Facebook about growing a lawn on a 30 to 40 degree slope. What should I do? The sprinklers and stuff like that. Do you guys have, and I'm sure you guys do, but
they don't have slopes in Florida. Are you kidding?
Do you guys use the low flow, like MP rotator sprinklers there as well for some of those areas where you're trying to get the water to stay versus like the high flow sprinklers, or what do you guys do in that situation?
Yeah, we definitely don't have that many hills, and I am not an irrigation expert. So typically what I tell people when they're trying to grow grass on a hill is then deep roots are even more important than anything else because, again, it does shed water. So whatever you can do to create deeper roots in the grass on that hill or around that hill are going to help it to, retain water better. But it's one of those things. This is probably one of my subscribers asking me one of the questions that I avoid because it's not a very good answer for it all the time.
Well, I mean, I think I can help in some way because, whenever you have a lawn on a slope, one of the hardest things to do is get water to it. It all just runs right off, right?
Down, yeah.
Well, if you have it on a timer, what you can do is have it run for a minute or two, shut down, 30 minutes later, an hour later, have it run for another minute or two. So rather than running it for 6 or 8 minutes straight and just having 4 to 5 minutes of water running off into the street, that minute or two of watering will stay usually up on that slope. But also, nowadays they have wonderful sprinkler heads that are low flow sprinkler heads that you can run for 15 to 20 minutes, but there's such a low flow,
right? Coming out very, very slow
on the soil that they don't run off.
So it soaks in almost not immediately, but it soaks in because it's very slow.
Yeah, you're not bombarding. Yeah. You're not dumping a bucket of water on a slope. You're just simply having that bucket and dripping out a little bit every time. Yeah. So so definitely do that. But Allyn is correct also in the sense of, the best way to keep lawn on a slope is deep roots, which goes back to his recommendations on fertilizing, humic acid, the mowing, getting it to grow vigorously, but deep watering to get those roots to grow deep are also going to help benefit it as well. Allyn, before we take you too far off on people's questions, I wanted to ask you.
We got a top of the hour break coming up here soon. We may have to spill over. We'll see.
Okay. Is there anything that you wanted to address for people out there? In terms of lawn care, in terms of who you are, in terms of how to get a hold of you, information to watch from you, stuff like that?
Yeah, for sure. So you can, if you just Google search the Lawn Care Nut, you'll see my different social media platforms. But YouTube is the main place that I run, and the channel is called the Lawn Care Nut. You'll see it. I have about 230,000 subscribers, and then I also have a podcast called Lawns Across America, where I answer questions every single week, and you can also Google that. That'll be on iTunes, and it's also on YouTube. So those are the two best places to find me, as well as my website is thelawncarenut.com.
John, did we take care of most of the questions here?
Yeah, I think so, and Allyn just told people how to get hold of him if they didn't get their question answered, and that'll give them something to do during the week.
And if you're new to the program, I do want to remind you, after Allyn, we do have another hour. There's an hour after this, if you want to stay with us after the interview with Allyn and perhaps gain some new viewership and listeners.
Yeah, and Allyn, it's been fun, chatting with you. have also been entertaining. I mean,
Yes.
we're following along with the Facebook, and there's a lot of chatter going on. I like that you guys have your lingo, but I like that, you know, one of the comments was a guy, and he's just said, it just came in from working in the yard. The daughter was raking up leaves. The wife was mowing the lawn. I was putting down pre-emergent. A lot of fun stuff. Is this our top of the break?
This is it, top of the hour news break.
Thanks so much for being with us,
Yeah,
Alan.
thanks,
We hope
Alan.
to have you on again.
Thank you very much. Have a
Okay.
great time, guys.
Okay. And for the rest of you, if you're new to the program, we have one more hour to go. We'll address whatever issue you want to talk about from a horticultural standpoint, of course. Bryan Hane, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. 855-424-9825. Facebook Live, john@gardenamerica.com. We are back at 6 minutes after. Stay with us.
Listen on the go. Download the Biz Talk Radio app. Available on iOS, Android, and BlackBerry. Biz Talk Radio. The opinions you hear on Biz Talk Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of this station, Biz Talk Radio, its management, or advertisers. The information on Biz Talk Radio does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or service. If you have any questions about Biz Talk Radio, contact us at 817-274-1609 or at biztalkradio.com. This is Biz Talk Radio, America's home.
USA Radio News with Rick Vincent.
Littleton, Colorado is remembering the Columbine High School shooting victims who died 20 years ago. USA's Wendy King has more.
The hope among Columbine victims' families and shooting survivors is for a peaceful weekend of remembrance. Public events include a silent vigil at the Memorial Monument in the park next to the high school. Current students born years after the 1999 attack are doing community service in memory of the 12 students and one teacher killed in what back then was the nation's deadliest school shooting. For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King.
Health officials fear Americans traveling for this weekend's religious holidays could worsen the growing measles outbreak. The number of cases has risen in recent years, jumping this year to the second highest level in a quarter of a century. Some health experts blame the spread on the anti-vaccination movement. You're listening to USA Radio News.
There's no question you need omega-3s. But which form should you take? Fish oil or krill oil? Scientists have debated this for years. Luckily, there's a new solution to satisfy everyone. It's called Krill Omega 50 Plus. It combines ultra-pure fish oil and joint-soothing krill oil together in just one tiny pill. It's so powerful, it can promote the health of your heart and your arteries. And if that wasn't enough, it can also boost your joint comfort in just days. We're so sure Krill Omega 50 Plus will work for you. We'll even send you a free bottle to put to the test. The debate is over. It's not fish oil or krill oil, it's both. And now it's free. Just pay $4.95 for shipping and claim your free bottle. Call now. 1-800-399-6392. 1-800-399-6392. That's 1-800-399-6392.
Hello, everybody. It is my happy privilege to introduce a new song, God Bless America.
That was Kate Smith in 1938 when she was the biggest star on radio. Her rendition of God Bless America has been used by several professional sports teams. But now the version is being banned by the New York Yankees and Philadelphia Flyers after it was learned that Kate Smith sang a number of songs during her career that had racist lyrics. The Flyers even covered up a statue depicting Smith that stands outside their arena. The song was written by Irving Berlin as a patriotic tribute. Smith, who died in 1986 at age 79, was long considered an American icon in large part because of her association with God Bless America. Tens of thousands of police have been deployed across France as that country braces for the 23rd round of protests over income and tax inequality. Demonstrators have expressed frustration that French billionaires could help the Notre Dame Cathedral after it caught fire, but not the poor. This is USA Radio News.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-215-5141. 800-215-5141. That's 800-215-5141.
A high-level North Korean official criticizes White House National Security Advisor John Bolton for calling on North Korea to show more evidence of its disarmament commitment before a possible third leaders summit. But the first vice foreign minister stopped short of asking Washington to remove Bolton from the nuclear talks. She accused Bolton's comments as having no charm and being dim-sighted. A strong storm system barreling through the south on Friday killed an 8-year-old girl in Florida and threatened to bring tornadoes to large parts of the Carolinas and Virginia. Storm Prediction Center meteorologist John Hart says this was a very unsettled storm system.
For Friday, there were considerable reports of damaging wind and a few tornadoes from parts of Georgia and Florida. The eastern seaboard as far north as parts of Virginia and Maryland, with the primary area of tornado damage across parts of central North Carolina into central and southeast Virginia.
4 firefighters are injured in an explosion while responding to a battery fire at a power substation in Surprise, Arizona Friday night. Surprise Fire Captain Julie Moore says one of the 4 was critical.
Upon their arrival, there was an explosion. It sent all 4 firefighters to the hospital. What we're being told right now is that it's not life-threatening injuries.
An Illinois teenager was pulled over by police for an expired license plate while driving to a job interview. When the officer learned Keshawn Baldwin was trying to get a job, he sat in his patrol car and the officer drove him to the interview.
When he said he was going to take me to my interview, that just took it all the way. I was like, well, let's go.
And Baldwin got that job. For USA Radio News, I'm Rick Vincent.
Non-attorney paid spokesperson. Could your house go into foreclosure? Are you behind on your mortgage payments? Does it seem like the bank has no interest in helping you save your home? And you feel like you have nowhere to turn for help? Then we have good news for you. Foreclosure Protection Services can help save your home as they specialize in foreclosure assistance. That's all they do. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, being threatened with foreclosure, have been denied a loan modification, or been the victim of a predatory loan, it's critical that you call Foreclosure Protection Services now at 800-670-2142. Their network of attorneys and their agents are available to speak to you now. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, Foreclosure Protection Services can help stop the foreclosure process. Call today before it's too late. New laws are in effect and may save your home. Call Foreclosure Protection Services now at 800-670-2142. 800-670-2142. That's 800-670-2142.
Welcome to the Garden America Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to join us as we talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do with the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 1-855-424-9825. That's 1-855-424-9825 for your questions and comments. Or John at gardenamerica.com. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can also post your questions and comments right there on our page during the broadcast. Now, here's Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on the Garden America Radio and Media Network.
Welcome to hour number 2. Thank you so much for being there last hour. Great information, Allyn. Lawn Care Nut, a lot of new listeners, a lot of new viewers. Hopefully you'll stick around and continue to watch our show here, Garden America. Heard streaming-wise on Biz Talk Radio here in San Diego, AM 1240. And, of course, however else, so many ways to get our show these days. And, of course, our podcast, which are on the iHeartMedia Network. And if you get the newsletter, the link is at the bottom of the page. Today, Tiger and I doing a podcast on hummingbirds.
How to attract them to the yard, what plants to plant.
So that's the story of that. And we have more questions from last hour, right, Tiger?
Yeah. John, we have a lawn thatch question.
Well, there was one. Are you talking about the one that wanted to know
how much is too much?
Yeah, how much thatch is too much?
Yeah, so there was how much thatch
and
is too much.
And is thatch even a problem?
Well,
and a lot of variables, I would imagine, too.
Yeah, and how much thatch is too much is a question in the sense of how you've taken care of your lawn. Because if you're the type of person, as Allyn had mentioned, that gets out there twice a week, mows the lawn, keeps it mowed,
not a problem.
Thatch is not going to be an issue. St. Augustine, thatch will never be an issue with the fescue lawn, and, Bermuda lawns and stuff like that. Thatch develops when the lawn is allowed to grow, isn't cut, overwinters, dead growth builds up below the live growth, and then it just keeps building and building and building. So a old lawn that has been mismanaged, thatch develops. And how much thatch is too much? Well, if you can stick your fingers down into this lawn and you've got, a half an inch of dead growth to a 3/4 of an inch of dead growth, that would be a lot of thatch. That would be a big problem for a lawn. You want to bring it down where your blades of grass are coming from the ground, and that's all they're coming from is the soil. And, they're coming up a 3/4 of an inch without any dead growth interfering with it. So, but if you've maintained your lawn, if you've kept it, you probably won't have a thatch problem. It's for, a lot of times where people come in and they buy a home and it hasn't been taken care of, that could be a dethatching issue. And that's a fun machine to rent and use if you've ever used a dethatcher. It's a weird little device that gets all that undergrowth, dead growth out of the lawn.
Now, are there settings on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I would imagine,
yeah,
right.
you can have different settings for, the lawn, how deep you want it to, go to and stuff. But it's pretty standard, and it's pretty easy to use machine. But it pulls out a lot of that dead growth of the lawn and then allows the grass to come back nice and healthy and strong.
One of John's favorite songs is How Deep Is Your Lawn? Questions, John? Anything we didn't cover yet?
Yeah, there was, Rick wanted to know, he said, moss grows in acid soil, ? And actually, moss does prefer acid soils, but it'll grow in alkaline soil too.
Yeah.
But I think part of the solution to moss, people have thrown out lime, right?
As far as,
to raise the pH.
Right.
That might help a little bit, but if it's really bad, you've got to get one of the moss products. Someone commented on Facebook, there's moss out.
Right.
And other products that are made specifically for that.
And I mentioned,
up in the Northwest, they've got things to spray on your roof to get
rid of the moss. But you know what? Moss is a simple solution too, like mushrooms. Why? There's nothing you need to use in your lawn for mushrooms. You just need to not water as much.
Right.
That's
another one of those moss problem mushroom things where you don't get a lot of sunlight.
Yeah, there's no products that they sell to get rid of mushrooms in your lawn. You just lower the water. It's a sign of too much water.
Well, I mentioned in my patio over the winter, I've got moss on my pavers, and my solution is a power wash.
Yeah,
move the plants out of the side and power wash it.
But your problem is that it's shady and it stays damp.
Yep, absolutely.
Simple as that. It's not a matter of a problem in the sense of something that's
I'm
avoidable.
A potscaper. Everything's in pots.
Yeah,
potscaping.
Mick Jagger never has to worry about moss.
Boy, I'm not getting it.
Well, Rolling Stone gathers no moss.
Okay, very good. Oh, by the way, he's out of the hospital. He had his valve replacement in his heart. Made his first public appearance, and the tour will continue probably later on this year or next. So
big valve?
I think so. So our well wishes to Mick Jagger. Go ahead.
We have an email from our good friend Carla in Huntington Beach.
Carla in Huntington Beach.
Yeah, she says, "Hi guys, happy Easter." And she said, "This may fall into the silly question category, but I just subscribed to the newsletter on a new email address. So can I unsubscribe on my old one?" She says, "I think it would be okay, but I remember John's threats that if we unsubscribe, we would never be able to reverse that. So I want to be sure before I proceed."
Well, no, that's not your doing. It was the way that it was set up, right? Constant contact.
Yeah.
So
Joseph says, "Thanks and God bless." Carla from
I think with a new email, she can because it's a new identity, right?
Yeah.
Well, she can. Here's the deal. If she unsubscribes from the old email, it'll never go to that email again.
Okay, so there you go, Carla. Very
But
easy.
it'll continue to go to the new one, Carla. So
yeah,
very simple.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. There's our tech question of the day.
And then Bill in Napomo commented that we had a great guest, and he wanted to know about recommendations for hydrophobic sandy soils.
Hydrophobic?
Yeah.
I don't believe hydrophobic can be sandy.
Well, hydrophobic would mean
be repelling water.
Right.
That's things like peat. When peat dries off,
yeah,
that's hydrophobic because it actually sheets off of the peat.
Well, I think what he's meaning is that it's not going to hold any water.
Yeah. So what can you do about
I thought
sandy? So
hydrophobic.
add loam.
Hydrophobic is not when you're afraid of water?
It could be too, probably.
I'm a hydrophobic.
I'm a hydrophobic.
So you say the sandy thing?
Yeah. If you have sandy soil, how do you get it to retain water?
Right.
Add loam. So
what if it's in your lawn though?
you can use top dressings in lawns. When you as if you were to reseed, you use a top coat product that has loam in it, and you would just do that. You wouldn't want to bury your lawn with it.
Right.
That would not be good. But every year
continue to use organic foods.
Yeah, using a half an inch of some kind of top dressing or something like that would add the loam to your soil, and eventually it would grow down in there and it would retain the water then.
Did we?
It's usually better to have a sandy soil to work with than a clay soil.
Oh, definitely.
Did we answer Karen's question? I think. I'm sorry, Kathy.
I don't know.
Well, she's asking what causes toadstools in lawns, and
toadstools.
I mean, are we talking shade? Not enough light again?
No, those are mushrooms. So,
but we talked about. But I guess they can grow in the sun as well.
No, they grow in the sun.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
mushrooms are due to too much water, and not only is it just too much water in the sense of you're just watering your lawn a lot. No, it's even too much water for the lawn. Meaning, if you see mushrooms
or toadstools,
okay, you are truly over watering your lawn because. People will be like, "Oh, well, my grass needs a lot of water." Yeah, it does. But if they're developing toadstools or mushrooms,
it's too much.
It's even too much for that. There's no lawn that's doing great with mushrooms growing in it with the amount of water that they're getting.
So that's a quick signal that there's too much water.
Yeah, so you just start backing off on the water. And if it's an area where you aren't watering your lawn, it could be due to poor drainage, low area in a lawn, like a dip in the lawn where water just accumulates and sits for a long period of time. But they grow in full sun, so it's not always a shade issue.
So, Kathy, we need to know a little bit more about your watering habits, but that, generally speaking, that's the situation.
I just saw a comment pop up that says never water.
Never water.
Yeah, that'll be a good lawn.
Carla says that she says this might sound sexist, but I noticed that all the questions on lawn care came from men.
No way.
No, we just
had
Kathy
ask a question.
Right.
And
well, and if you read that comment on that guy, his daughter was out there raking leaves, his wife was mowing the lawn, he was working with the products.
But
it's a family effort.
Point well taken as far as who generally goes out there and does some of the heavier work.
Yeah,
maybe.
Oh, my wife hasn't mowed our lawn ever.
Well, neither of you.
Well,
really,
I have the front. The backyard has the auto mower.
And my wife has never mowed our lawn.
I don't even think she knows where the lawnmower is.
I was teasing because Tiger does have an automatic mower, but you do by
hand, the
manual.
Front lawn.
The front lawn.
Yeah.
Well, that's just because people can see you and you can show off.
Exactly.
Oh, look at Tiger, how hard he's working.
Two times a week I get out there and, yeah.
2 times a week. Exactly.
Okay, we have a question here from Marcia.
Okay,
wow.
Marcia.
Yeah, she says, I ordered the Yacon combo.
Ah.
Oh, great.
That was off our website.
Right.
And Yacon, for those of our listeners that don't know, is one of the superfoods from the Incas. But we can't tell you all about that now. We'll have to wait till after the break, right?
Great tease, John. We're going to take a break and come back. More questions, comments right there on Facebook Live. We'd love to hear from you. Also, you can give us a call, 855-424-9825. Talk to Brandon. We'll put you on the air. John, of course, getting a lot of questions. John at GardenAmerica.com. We've got the trip to talk about. Lots happening here on this Saturday Easter weekend from Biz Talk Radio. Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. We're going to step aside, take a break, coming right back.
Looking for a safe and natural organic fertilizer for your yard and garden? Fertilome is now offering natural and organic fertilizers for all your fertilizing needs. Roses, flowers, vegetables, herbs, fruit trees, palms, and more. Natural Guard organic fertilizers are a certified listed product for organic use and safe to use around your family and pets. Always read the label and ask for Natural Guard by Fertilome Organic Fertilizers at Dixie Line Lumber or your favorite independent nursery. Make your piece of the planet a healthier place to live by using Natural Guard by Fertilome.
Hi, this is gardening expert Melinda Myers. Keeping the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite slow-release nitrogen fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 10 weeks. The non-burning, non-leaching formula provides a slow and consistent flow of nutrients. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for over 90 years. Milorganite for better results. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
Due to an upturn in the economy, Main Street Business Loans has pre-approved the release of millions of dollars in small business funding. Your business may already be pre-approved to receive up to $250,000. We've sent out millions of pre-approval letters. We see the economy growing, and our underwriters believe now is the time to invest in your business so you can grow faster and make more money. And we're prepared to give you up to $250,000 to do it. Your funds can be available in 5 days. There are no application fees, no annual fees, just quick access to up to $250,000. If your business did not receive your approval letter to get up to $250,000, call Main Street Business Loans Approval Desk now.
800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. That's 800-430-7570.
I can't get my computer to work.
Let me help you with that.
How'd you do that?
I just got techie with Geeks on Site.
Our geeks literally come on site. No need to stop what you're doing or block off time. We come to your home, office, or wherever you are. And we don't just fix whatever computer issues you might be having. We explain and teach you along the way so you can feel empowered and then help others at home or in your office. Better yet, don't have time for tech support to come to you? Let us remote into your desktop or laptop, and one of our geeks will instantly walk you through. Call 1-800-584-9039 and we will help you instantly. We offer affordable prices on our remote services and IT support. You and those in your office will never have to wait hours to have your technical questions answered. Get your free computer diagnosis today with your very own geek. Call 1-800-584-9039. That's 1-800-584-9039. And get started now.
Do you owe $10,000 or more on at least 2 federal student loans? Then you may qualify for new programs offered by the Department of Education. These programs can reduce your interest, lower your payments, and possibly qualify you for loan forgiveness. If you have $10,000 or more and at least 2 federal student loans and currently not in school, you may qualify for one of these programs. Call now to check your eligibility. Student loan advisors are standing by to help you determine if you qualify for these new programs. They can help you reduce your interest, lower your payment, and even forgive a portion of your student loan debt. Take control of your financial future. Make this free 5-minute free call now to Nationwide Student Loans and learn how you can reduce your student loan debt.
800-439-1588. 800-439-1588. 800-439-1588. 800-439-1588.
Missed an episode of your favorite show? No worries. Catch all the episodes on demand at biztalkradio.com.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or john@gardenamerica.com.
And, of course, back here with Garden America, our garden buddies, of course. That includes John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. I'm Bryan Main. Thank you for tuning in, watching us live on Facebook. Again, the number to call, 855-424-9825, Biz Talk Radio, john@gardenamerica.com, and however else you may be listening to us on one of your modern devices. Tiger.
One of our listeners was chatting about how the dogwoods are budded and the rhododendrons are budded right now. That's exciting.
It is.
Fun stuff happening in spring.
I wonder what state that is.
Is that Rick in Oregon?
No, it wasn't. I don't have it in front of me, but definitely not here in San Diego.
Not for dogwoods.
or rhododendrons.
No. But the redbuds are still blooming.
The redbuds are still blooming, yeah.
I've got that one that we got from Deb Zare, you remember?
Oh, yeah.
It was, what's it called?
I don't remember the name.
Ruby Falls or something like that?
I've heard of Ruby Falls.
Oh, it was Rick. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Sounded like Grants Pass, Oregon.
Well, you know, when you've got a longtime listener or viewer like Rick, you can just kind of tell by the question who it is. So, Rick, we thank you. Rick's one of our biggest supporters, Rick, and we thank you for being with us every weekend.
Hey, prior to the break, we were talking about yacon.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we're mentioning that it's one of the superfoods that the Incas used. And it's basically it's similar to jicama or Jerusalem artichokes. And you can slice it and use it for cooking. It has texture like water chestnuts, or put it in salads.
I love water chestnuts. That crunch.
You would like yacon then. And it has a little flower that kind of reminds you of a sunflower. But it's the root that you harvest, and it's a perennial and lives from year to year. But Marcia's question says she wants to know if she can plant it in a gopher basket.
Mm-hmm.
So the gophers don't eat it.
Oh, okay.
And you can, but because it is the root that you eat, you want to make sure the basket is big enough for the roots to develop.
For the root.
Well, and not only that you can dig it up later, because sometimes you put in those baskets, they fill out,
and then
you gotta like dig out the whole basket, right?
Yeah,
That's
you
a
could
tough
grow
thing.
it in like a 15-gallon container or something too.
Yeah.
And then, once you harvest it, save a little piece for next year to grow. And then she also says that she's looking for miniature roses. She used to buy them from Northeast, and now they're not around anymore. She's looking for Child's Play and Chasing Rainbows.
Wow.
And she says, do you know of any nursery in San Diego where she can get them?
No.
I think it's hard to buy miniature roses, except the little florist ones you get at the
grocery store.
That's true. The only ones I've seen are from the rose auction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you go to John's Miniature Roses, not me, but John Clements, it's a good mail order source for miniature roses, and those may be available.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know of any nursery that would be like, oh, yeah, we have a great selection of miniature roses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a good selection at home.
John's Roses.
John's Wholesale Roses.
Yeah.
We're open 9 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Well, one day, John's going to be gone for, this is why John doesn't travel, because if he leaves his house and his sons are there, he's going to show up. He's going to show up, and there's going to be this giant yard sale of roses.
Exactly. Can't be gone too long from the roses.
Yeah.
Most people carry pictures of their kids in their wallet.
John has his roses.
John has roses.
My son, now that you mentioned my oldest son, Joe, did put all the roses that are temporarily being held until we're ready to landscape our house on a drip system for me. So that was
nice.
That was really nice. Yeah, so you can go ahead. I don't have to worry about watering. It's hard to water 1,000 roses during the summer by hand. So that's going to help a lot. But he did mention that after I died, the Rose Society had 1 week to get every rose off our property.
Gosh.
Hopefully that's his humor, but I probably won't care by then anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly. How are we doing in the questions, John? Facebook, are we caught up?
No, we have one last one
beautiful.
here. There was
keep
an
the
email
questions
question.
coming. Keep the questions coming. Also, John at GardenAmerica.com. Go ahead.
And this tiger's from Linda in Reading, and she sent a picture of her lilac.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows the leaves are curled, but she doesn't see any bugs, and she wants to know what the problem is.
Yeah, I mean, if it's leaves curling, the new growth coming out deformed, usually what that is deformed growth from a bug problem during the time of the budding.
Yeah, just when the leaves are budding out, you'll have aphids that suck the juices out of the plant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to be technical here.
At just the wrong time.
And what happens is that then they die, right?
Yeah.
And you don't see them anymore, but when the leaves open up, they're deformed.
Yeah.
So from the picture, it looked like they were gone. You saw maybe a couple carcasses there.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw some white specks that kind of says maybe those were some aphids
Those were
at one
aphids.
point
And
in
if
time.
that was the problem, the new leaves will be fine.
Right.
So I don't think you have to worry about that, Linda.
Yeah. Yeah, especially on a lilac, too, because there's not a lot of disease issues with those lilacs, down the road. I mean, sometimes there's trees and shrubs that have disease issues, but lilacs are pretty resilient to a lot of that stuff. So, it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
I think all the rains that we've had in California this year, a lot of the spring flowering plants that are kind of marginal in our areas are doing really well, and lilacs is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
The further north you go, the better they are anyway. But I've seen a lot of pictures that listeners have sent in of their lilacs, and they look phenomenal.
Yeah, and it's twofold with that reason. It's number one, the amount of water that they got, but number two, the amount of rain water that they got, because we can easily, people can easily supplement water with landscape irrigation, but landscape irrigation water, city tap water, well water is nothing compared to rain water. And so that's what we're seeing with this new growth. It's, did we get a lot more water? Yes.
Yeah.
But this water is way more beneficial than city tap water.
Well, our water is so bad here in San Diego. The salts and the calcium, it's unbelievably bad.
Yeah, right?
I had an idea once to sell dehydrated water in a can.
Dehydrated water.
Yeah,
just
and
add water.
You open the can, just add water, and there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, Rick mentions that the dogwoods are popping up in Grants Pass and opening up, and that reminded me that one of the plants that I've been searching for years is the magic dogwood, and I have one at home now, and I'm hoping it's going to grow here in San Diego. But any of our listeners out there, if you Google magic dogwood and look at the pictures, your jaw will drop. It's just, oh my gosh, I can't even believe that's a real plant.
Is it a dogwood?
It is a dogwood.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a Cornus Florida, but you know how the dogwood opens up with 4 petals?
Yeah.
Well, in the magic dogwood, those petals stay open, so it's like a little pinwheel. I mean, stay tight together.
Like those spoon osteospermums kind of a thing?
Except the whole thing is folded up towards the tip.
Oh, okay.
You got to Google it and take a look, Tiger.
It is break time. More questions, comments right there on Facebook. Love to hear from you. 855-424-9825.
I have a comment for our friend Kathy when we come back.
Okay, you got it. Let's see. And also, let's see. What did I miss here? John at GardenAmerica.com, Facebook Live, 855-424-9825. That would give you all the reasons and sources to call us here on Garden America. I'm Bryan Hane. We're going to take a break as we approach 30 minutes after the hour.
Non-attorney spokesperson. Are you over the age of 60 and been diagnosed with lung cancer? If so, you and your family may qualify for a cash award. We can help make sure that you and your family are financially safe and medical expenses are covered. If you've been diagnosed with lung cancer and are over 60, call 24/7. 1-877-614-0102. 1-877-614-0102. Attorney advertising. William Steppacker Jr. is the attorney responsible for this ad. Main office, Scranton, Pennsylvania. May not be available in all states.
Biz Talk News wants to feature your business as part of our Discovery feature, which highlights businesses that are not yet known nationally, but offer products or services that benefit Biz TV viewers. Available in over 40 markets on broadcast TV and online via BizTVClub.com. Biz TV wants to help get the word out about your business. If you're interested in having your business featured on a future episode of Biz Talk Discovery, email us at discovery@biztv.com. This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait.
Call 800-605-5370. 800-605-5370. Call 800-605-5370.
If you suffer from heartburn or other digestive-related disorders, then there is a new, safe, better, and natural alternative to better digestive wellness and heartburn relief. Praxid not only provides relief of heartburn, but Praxid takes a 360-degree approach to support better digestion, protect you from harmful bacteria, and also balance your stomach to improve digestive functions.
We like to think of it as the multivitamin of digestive health.
It's the only product to combine all natural ingredients known for the digestive health properties into a single patented product. Praxid also comes in easy-to-carry packs. Praxid relieves, restores, and maintains a healthy digestive system. Praxid is available here for only $39.95. Shipping and handling is free, and your money back is guaranteed.
To take advantage of this special radio offer, call now. 1-800-829-5685. That's 1-800-829-5685. 1-800-829-5685. 855.
National Funding Group has just released $100 million in easy access small business funding to businesses that gross at least $100,000 a year. You can have fast access up to $500,000 in new business capital in as little as 48 hours. Think about the ways you could grow your business if you had up to a $500,000 cash infusion. Call a NFG funding expert now. The process is easy. It only takes about 5 minutes. Then our management-owned lending team looks at your application for a fast approval. You can get 100% funded in about 2 days. If you need up to $500,000 in working capital to run your business and you gross at least $100,000 a year, call NFG and apply today. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. That's 800-296-1564.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. That's 800-915-9658.
Watch some of your favorite shows on Biz TV. Check to see if you get Biz TV by going to biztv.com. And now back to Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Looking at just about 35 minutes after the hour here. Hour 2, we're with you for the next 25 minutes or so. After the show today, Tiger and myself doing a podcast which will be uploaded on Monday, but you can probably do Facebook. Are we going to do it on Facebook Live? Yeah. You can watch the podcast and then listen to it again as we post it on the iHeartMedia Network on Monday. So hummingbirds today, if you're curious or interested.
Yeah. And if people are interested and it goes really well, then I won't be doing any others because the two of you are really what I think people want to listen to.
You look into that camera right now with a straight face, and you apologize, John.
Hey, our friend Kathy.
Yes.
Said Happy Easter.
Yeah.
Happy Easter to Kathy and all of you out there listening.
Yeah. Actually, she did say y'all. But I wanted to mention that, sometimes I get ideas about things I want to do, and I'm just interested in researching them, and then I never do them. But the thing that I've been interested in lately is when I moved to my new house, getting guinea fowl.
Yeah.
And Kathy said no.
Well, my wife and my family don't think it's a good idea. So I asked listeners to give me some who've had guinea fowl to let me know, some positive reasons to have them that I could maybe use to convince my wife that we need to have these. And Kathy had mentioned about how she was gifted one and she couldn't wait to re-gift it to somebody because it was so loud and noisy. So I just wanted to mention that my wife agrees with Kathy that we should not have guinea fowl.
I think you should have chickens. I really do.
I might have chickens, but guinea fowl seem to be tougher to me.
What, are you looking for, like security force or what?
Yeah. Get a dog.
I mean, you might as well get
they're like watchdogs. They make...
So are peacocks.
Yeah, but dogs are way better.
Yeah, they're actually probably halfway between a peacock and a chicken.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There is a, I think it's called a vulturine guinea fowl, but those are like $1,200 a piece, where the regular guinea fowl are like $5.
Gosh.
But I was thinking maybe I could raise the vulturine type maybe and sell them.
Well, how long do they live for $1,200?
I think it's like 8 to 12 years.
Oh.
It's a lot of
I
effort.
thought you were going to get a hedgehog.
Well, they're illegal in California.
No.
It didn't stop you
Not
from getting
exotic pet talk.
That didn't stop you from importing ferrets into the state.
I never imported a ferret. I don't know if I would ever want a ferret.
They make cool pets.
I did have one in my yard.
Here in San Diego?
Yeah, where I live now in Fallbrook.
Somebody brought that in a while back and let it go.
Oh, I don't know what happened. The reason I found out about it was I had a rat in my yard, and which I had never seen. I didn't really know it was there, but the reason I found out it was there was I heard it screaming. It's making this screaming noise, and I turned, and then I heard this rustling, and I turned and looked, and was being attacked by a ferret. And then the next thing that I knew was that this tussle went on. The rat ended up getting away and climbed up to the top of my ginkgo tree, and it just stood there shivering. And I didn't even go after it. I felt kind of bad for it,
Sure, I understand, yeah.
So I just left it. But it was interesting to see the ferret. The ferret was kind of cute, but
they're great. They make great,
very aggressive.
And for those that are listening to us or watching us out of state, they're illegal in California,
right?
And that's why we're having this conversation. No, they're
but what I'm really
pets.
looking
they're
into,
funny.
if I can build the right habitat, because that's key to raising them. I'm looking into possibly getting a pygmy marmoset.
Look at all these exotic animals.
Seriously.
You gonna raise tiger cubs too while you're at it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
See, yeah.
That would be silly. Why would I do that?
Hey, so before the break, you had mentioned the magic dogwood, and if people haven't Googled it, Google it. That's an amazing flowering tree. That's really neat, and I'm not even going to attempt to describe the flower because
It looks like a pinwheel, right?
It does,
Yeah.
but it's way better than a pinwheel too.
Yeah. By the way, if Rick from Grants Pass, Oregon is listening, the plant that I eventually found was from a nursery in Oregon.
Oh.
They're extremely difficult to find and usually very expensive, but it's something that's just jaw-dropping to look at.
Look at this Gara. This is a new one when I was talking about that Plant Hunter series.
Uh-huh.
For those of the listeners that know what a Gara is, it's what's a common name? Doesn't it have like a butterfly in the common name? I can't remember. But anyways, Siskiyou Pink is the kind of standard Gara, and they're a wispy flowering plant, kind of a perennial. And this one is a pink and white combination flower. Usually you just see them in solid colors like
now
a
this
pink
says
or a red.
it's Goriella.
Goriella. That's just the what's it call it?
Common.
It's the hybrid because it's a combo.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
What it was a combination with. Agora and what else?
Whatever has an Iliella in it. Kind of like what were we talking about earlier? Spam, spicy meat.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a really neat Gara because it has that white and pink flower in it, which Garas usually don't. But the cool thing about Gara is that it grows really easily, really well. It's one of those plants that you can plant and
just let it go.
Probably this hybrid doesn't, but they do reseed and they grow and they pop up and they're fun to just have throughout the yard. Yeah, that's a good plant. If you're at a garden center this spring and you find Gara or this Goriella.
Whirling butterflies, is that what you were thinking
That's
of?
what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Whirling butterflies is a
Gara,
common
by
name.
the way, is spelled Gaura.
Right.
Gara.
Gara.
Yeah.
Gara. And I'm trying to think because you had mentioned what's happening at the nursery.
Right.
And, the roses are in full bloom, which is kind of a nice thing this time of year because they're looking spectacular with all the new foliage and the new flowers. A lot of the trees are leafing out. Oh man, there's just so much fun stuff.
Anything new? Like, do you let's say once a year, springtime, bring anything new that you haven't sold in the past? And, how are they selling and what are you selling?
Well, I mean, this Gariella, this is the first week we're going to have it in the store. And so it'll be a good tell. They're in full bloom. They're looking beautiful, the plants. That's one of the hard things. I will tell people, when you go to a garden center, bring your phone or something with you because ideally it isn't great to buy plants in full bloom. You might see it at the store and you might be like, this is amazing. You take it home, you plant it, blooms fall off.
Yep.
You want to buy plants budded or like when you're in the color pack section, when you're buying those 6-packs of flowers, you don't want to be buying them in full bloom. You want the ones that are just budded up or growing, so that way you can plant them, and then, 2-3 weeks later, maybe, they will be blooming.
Enjoy
and
the whole
growing.
cycle.
Yeah, when you buy them and they're blooming, they could be bloomed out.
Yeah.
I think I've mentioned this on the air before, but when I went to New Zealand, which was a number of years ago now, and went into their garden centers, all their color pack area, not one single bloom on anything.
All green.
And if they did come into bloom, they threw them out.
It was too late?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, because people there were trained, and they didn't. If it was blooming, they didn't want it.
Yeah.
They wanted it to bloom at their house.
Good point.
Yeah, and so, right now when you're going into that garden center, it should all be new stuff because it is still early spring that, try to skip over those ones unless they're a long-term blooming plant, because there are some plants, petunias or alyssum. Those will be blooming. And
more than anything, I think it's good to have them at the store blooming so you can see what you're going to get.
Well, that's why people do that. But that's why I'm saying if you bring your phone, all you got to do is type in the name and you can see the plant later on.
Google Images.
Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
okay, Rick poured more cold water on my idea about the guinea fowl. He says, I understand that they're really stupid.
Yeah.
I'd rather have chickens.
And especially after last week's show with the possibility of what your chicken coop could look like.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
Like a nice little house outside.
Yeah, I did like that. I don't know. We'll see.
I think you're always going to fall back to chicken.
Yeah, I was talking to my son last night, and I said, what's the worst? I mean, if they are a real problem, you just don't bring them in at night and you let the coyotes get them.
Yeah.
Right? Nice guy. Here comes PETA after our show.
Exactly.
Way to go.
Another question talking about our trip to
Europe.
To Europe next year. And we were talking about Zangerhaus and the world's largest rose garden.
Right.
And again, we don't have our tour details down yet. It'll be about 3 days. And Zangerhausen is not part of the main tour. If there's enough interest,
post-tour.
We'll do a post-tour.
But we will be going to Austria, to Prague, Czechoslovakia.
Right.
What else did I say?
It's the Czech Republic.
Czech Republic, yeah.
Right. And
boy, talking about old school.
To the International Wildflower Festival in the Slovenian Alps.
What a great part of the world. Come on.
And I've been in the Slovenian Alps, and I'll tell you, the wildflowers you see there, like cyclamen. Cyclamen are wild.
No Croatia, right?
I don't think so. No, it's too much.
Okay. Got to keep it affordable. It is 45 minutes after the hour. It is break time with one more segment coming up on your Saturday morning here, Garden America. I'm Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox, here on Biz Talk Radio, and many other sources as you enjoy our show every Saturday, hopefully. Taking a break, coming right back after this.
Looking for a safe and natural organic fertilizer for your yard and garden? Fertilome is now offering natural and organic fertilizers for all your fertilizing needs. Roses, flowers, vegetables, herbs, fruit trees, palms, and more. Natural Guard organic fertilizers are a certified listed product for organic use and safe to use around your family and pets. Always read the label and ask for Natural Guard by Fertilome Organic Fertilizers at Dixie Line Lumber or your favorite independent nursery. Make your piece of the planet a healthier place to live by using Natural Guard by Fertilome.
This is Joe Lample from Growing a Greener World. With the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite Organic Nitrogen Fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 3 months. The organic nitrogen is slow release and won't burn plants even during hot, dry weather. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for 90 years. Milorganite, for better results naturally. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
Do you have an old car sitting in your driveway? How would you like to learn a hassle-free way to get rid of it, help kids in need, and get a great tax donation in the process? It's real easy. One simple free call to our car donation hotline is all it takes. Call the Neshama Foundation at 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. We'll come pick your car up for free and give you a tax donation for the full value of the car, running or not. The value of your unwanted car will go to help kids in need. It's fast and easy. Just call us and your car will be gone and on its way to helping children in 48 hours. And you get a nice tax deduction. Call the Neshama Foundation now to get rid of your car, help kids, and get a tax write-off. Call 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. That's 800-721-6723.
My mom's a breast cancer survivor. The United Breast Cancer Foundation saved her life. Their free breast cancer exam caught the cancer early, and it saved her life. But now the foundation needs your help so they can continue offering free or low-cost breast screening exams, saving more women's lives. Help them by donating your car, whether it's running or not. They'll provide fast, free 24-hour pickup, and you receive a charitable tax deduction, plus the great feeling you'll get knowing your donated car is going to help save more lives. Just call 800-295-4183 to set the wheels in motion. They take cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, running or not. Call 800-295-4183. The United Breast Cancer Foundation needs your help, and your donation could literally save women's lives, helping them catch breast cancer early, like they did with my mom. Donate today. 800-295-4183. 800-295-4183.
We paid less for our Craftmatic today than we did 20 years ago.
If you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and free information on today's Craftmatic adjustable beds. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Rated #1 by consumers nationwide on consumeraffairs.com. Craftmatic beds come in all mattress types, including cool gel memory foam for up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, poor circulation, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. You'll sleep better in a Craftmatic adjustable bed. So if you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and information. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Discover Craftmatic for less, up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand.
Call 1-800-316-5271. That's 1-800-316-5271. 1-800-316-5271. Call now.
Non-attorney paid spokesperson. Could your house go into foreclosure? Are you behind on your mortgage payments? Does it seem like the bank has no interest in helping you save your home? And you feel like you have nowhere to turn for help? Then we have good news for you. Foreclosure Protection Services can help save your home as they specialize in foreclosure assistance. That's all they do. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, being threatened with foreclosure, have been denied a loan modification, or been the victim of a predatory loan, it's critical that you call Foreclosure Protection Services now at 800-670-2142. Their network of attorneys and their agents are available to speak to you now. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, Foreclosure Protection Services can help stop the foreclosure process. Call today before it's too late. New laws are in effect that may save your home. Call Foreclosure Protection Services now at 800-670-2142. 800-670-2142. That's 800-670-2142.
From Main Street to Wall Street, we have the business content you need. So sit back, take notes, and tell your friends about Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
We're about 9 minutes away from the top of the hour. Final segment here on your Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon if you're listening to us back east. We do appreciate that. 855-424-9825. Facebook Live still open for business here on Biz Talk Radio, streaming around the country and around the world for that matter, Tiger.
Yeah, lots of fun stuff
Reaching
happening
a lot
today.
of people.
We chatted with Allyn Hane with the Lawn Care Nut. A lot of good info about taking care of the lawn.
A lot of questions, a lot of good
questions about lawn problems, how to take care of weeds. And you know, one of the things that I think was really good of Allyn is that he worked for a company that was basically a lawn care chemical company. That's what they would do. I can't remember, True Green or whatever it was, but basically what people do is they hire them to come out to their yards and spray them for weeds and fertilizers and stuff, every few weeks or whatever it is. But that's not what he came at lawn care with. He came at lawn care with just get out there and do it.
Little elbow grease.
Yeah. Have some fun mowing the lawn, picking some weeds, put down some fertilizer.
I don't know about twice a week though.
Well,
a little much.
I think
if you're in Florida though, I can see
well, that's
lawns
true. Yeah,
growing.
it's growing that
you
quickly.
know.
Yeah, we
Sure.
don't have that problem in
But
California.
also, I think this time of year in spring, I mean, it can let's say that we don't really have to do it here in California, but wouldn't it still be a good idea to establish your lawn this time of year by doing that?
Oh,
and then maybe cut back on.
Well, like he said, and we've talked about this with the automower. We talked about the Husqvarna automower and how it's a robotic mower that just kind of mows, and you set it to do it daily. And one of the benefits behind the daily mowing
Is what he said,
Is
basically.
what he said.
Yeah.
It's cutting the lawn, it's making it dense and thick, and you're keeping your lawn healthy all the time. A lot of the problems that lawns have come from just ignoring it, allowing the weeds to germinate, allowing spots to get open and then weeds get in there, or health of the lawn. Like if you mow it regularly, it stays green. You don't need as many fertilizers. You water it as you don't have to water it as much. And so, yeah, I mean, I think his philosophy is more just get out there and be a part of it. Don't think of it as a weekend chore. Think of it as some weekend therapy.
Well, just like you would,
weekday therapy.
You would take care of your plants, whatever you water, so on and so forth. I think for the most part, a lot of people just look at a lawn, they plant it, they mow it, water it, and that's it. And I think what we're trying to get across here is take care of your lawn like you would a potted plant or something in the ground, like anything else.
Yep.
Regular maintenance. You can't just sit back and watch it do its
Just
thing.
don't take that philosophy to the extreme, though. I mean, next thing you know, you could be vacuuming your house twice a week. You don't need to do that.
That depends. I think,
I think once every 2 weeks is plenty.
Did you guys see my posting on Facebook about my raised garden bed that I constructed?
Where was this?
On
It's called Facebook. If you look at the camera, we're on Facebook right now, John.
Yeah.
Did you see it, Brian?
I go to
the cage
Facebook
that I
once a
constructed?
week.
No, I'm going to look. I'll look for it.
What did you do?
So I took my, I have creature problems.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a 4-foot by 6-foot raised planter bed that I've had, but I haven't wanted to do anything in it because anything I plant in there is exposed and creatures are going to get to it.
And
right.
rats.
All that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So out of PVC, I constructed a 6-foot tall cage that sits over it, and it's got a door.
PVC is kind of like Tinker Toys.
It is.
Yeah,
I love it.
It is.
I didn't even glue it all together. I just put it all together.
So
But
it's
you-
easy to take apart.
And then I used that plastic chicken wire, like the plastic one, not the metal chicken wire with the sharp edges,
The
because I
cage,
got kids.
Right.
So I
You
used
mean like bird netting?
no, not bird netting. They sell plastic chicken wire. So
It's not
you
that
know what
twisted, that twisted
you know
wire.
what it
It's not
reminds you of is construction fencing.
Yeah.
That same plastic, but imagine a chicken wire constructed out of that stuff. And that's what I
What color
enclosed
is
it green. It's green.
that. Put a door. You put a door there.
And I put a door on it so I can get into the vegetables.
Well, how'd you put a? What'd you do?
I used PVC and I just made hinges with the PVC. So I used the top hinge is a 1-inch PVC fitting, and I put a 3/4 inch inside of it, so it just swivels on the inside of it.
So how do I find this?
You got to go to my Facebook
go to our
page.
page and you got to
Your Facebook
Oh,
page?
I think I shared it on our Facebook page.
Garden
too.
America Facebook.
Yeah, just scroll. Start at the top and scroll down.
But I'm excited. I mean, it's
So you
I got
just-
tomatoes in there. I have cilantro in there.
So you can
I've
pick
got
it up and move
peppers
it
in there.
around.
I could if I wanted to,
But you've got to.
but it's there, and I just
Okay.
have the door.
So this was this partially an English inspiration?
Yeah, well, all the cages that we saw when we
Right.
were in England, yeah, exactly. I figured, hey,
about
it's
that?
worth it. And I love the veggie pod. I think it's an amazing thing, but it's still small,
Right.
Yeah,
right?
of course,
And that's
yeah.
why this cage is 6 feet tall, because I planted a Berkeley tie-dye and another tomato I can't remember in there, a mole stripe tomato. But then I have peppers. I've got cilantro in there, and so I want something that's going to give it some height. You know?
I've got a question though.
Yeah.
What did you do to keep from having critters possibly dig under it and come up?
It's got a solid floor.
Okay.
So there's about 12 inches of soil, but the bottom is actually a solid piece of wood that has drainage. So I don't have gophers. Knock on wood, I don't have them now. But so I'm not too worried about stuff coming up under it. But I am worried about the rabbits. I mean, it's pretty good. I'll see what happens.
Well, you'll see what happens. How long's it been there? A week?
Yeah, a week.
Okay, so you'll see.
And the
You'll
things
know.
they have some fruit on it now, so we'll be seeing the critters as
It's a
soon
good
as
idea.
it ripens.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
By the way, last week we shipped out a lot of yellow geraniums,
Uh-huh.
and we have some more going out this week, but the crop looks really good. So anyone who wants yellow geraniums. They're kind of hard to find. And I think we're offering a 3-pack. Could be wrong, but I think it's $17.95.
And that's at gardenamerica.com?
Yeah, and they're normally $7.95 a piece. So if you can get a 3-pack for $17.95, that's pretty good. And mine at home now that are left over from last year are blooming in full bloom, and they're so nice because they're not as vigorous as regular geraniums.
So a little bit more compact.
Yeah,
cleaner.
they're compact, cleaner, but tons of blooms. Looks really nice.
Low maintenance.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Well, it
I mean,
depends
your
what
second
you
year.
mean. I don't do anything to them.
That's what I'm saying. It's second year bloom, looking good.
Right.
Okay, we're in the waning moments here, guys. Podcast coming up after this. Tiger and myself doing hummingbirds, how to attract hummingbirds, various plants, various flowers. Next week, just want to remind people, excuse me, we are off next week. A replay of this show. So whatever you missed, you want to hear it again, you'll hear that on Biz Talk Radio. Also, at any time, you can go to our Facebook page and watch any shows you missed. Also, archive shows on Biz Talk Radio. And if you get the newsletter, you can click the bottom link, and that'll take you right to our podcasts. And the music means it's time to go.
Right. Happy Easter, everyone.
Happy Easter. Tiger Palafox, myself, John Bagnasco. I want to thank Bryan, today's studio coordinator, and our director. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll see you back here live in 2 weeks. Until then, get growing America. Take care. Bye-bye.